YouTube. So today's Monday morning now, December 21st. I haven't put up a video in quite a while. I haven't had the best content. Really didn't have much to talk about. I've had several bookings over the last week. So last week looked a little bit better than the previous week. So we're picking up a little bit. I've got a one scheduled for tomorrow. So I've got both dump trailers at the office right now that are staged, ready for me to take it to the dump. I'll probably do that today. Yeah, I'll take you with me to the dump today, and then I'll wrap up this video. But real quick, guys, there has been a little bit of conversation back and forth on our Facebook group. So if you're not a member of our Facebook group, I know I've mentioned it before, but make sure you go to the description below and click on the Facebook group. It's just all things, it's Dumpster Rentals 101. So it's all things, we're kind of helping each other out. A lot of guys getting into it or just starting out just like I am. And just asking for suggestions and comments and stuff. So again, the hottest topics or the biggest questions are going to be insurance and DOT or non-DOT to DOT or not DOT. So I know one of the other YouTubers ended up posting a video about it. So I'm not going to get into too much depth in it, but I think it has a lot to do with your state. So again, I own Heaven on Wheels, and I've owned Heaven on Wheels, which is a limousine company for the last, since 2007, so 13 going on 14 years. We do have DOT numbers on our vehicles. We do require most of our drivers to have CDLs, but that's because we are 18 passengers or more, or I'm sorry, 15 passengers or more. So any vehicle that carries 15 or more passengers is DOT intrastate, which means in the state of Texas. Any vehicle that carries between, I think it's 8 and 14 passengers is also considered DOT if you are interstate, which means you cross state lines. So some of my drivers that drive the regular limousines, 8 to 10 passengers, 10 to 12, they do not require a CDL because they stay in the state of Texas. Now, if the vehicle goes to the airport is considered international, and then that vehicle is required to have a DOT. So there's a lot of little rules and regulations and a lot of little laws that you have to familiarize yourself with. But my understanding as far as this business is concerned, in Texas, again, I don't know if other states are different, but if the combined GVWR, gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR, is 26,001 pounds or more, you're required to have a DOT number on your vehicle, and then you're also required to have a CDL. Somebody put a link to the DPS's website about CDLs, and not the DOTs. We were talking about the DOT numbers, and the way I read it is Class A is for 26,001 pounds or heavier. Ooh, that was a big bump. 26,001 pounds or heavier, and the trailer can weigh 10,000 or more pounds. That's Class A. Class B would be, you could be driving a 26,001 pound or vehicle or heavier, but the trailer that you're towing cannot exceed 10,000 pounds. Honestly, that's a waste if you think about it. Might as well, if you're gonna go for your CDL, might as well get the Class A, in my opinion. But that's if you're hauling semi-trailers. But a lot of CDL drivers, Class B, are bus drivers, and they don't need a Class A. They don't need to carry, that much weight. They're just bus drivers, whether it be school bus drivers or city bus drivers. So a lot of those guys are Class B. There's no reason to have a Class A and carry a Class A if you're only hauling people. So 26 passengers or more. I'm sorry, not 26, 26,000 pounds, or passengers. So I think it's like 24 or more. And then the Class C can be somebody who is taking passengers as well, from 15 to 24 passengers, whatever it is. And I'll link it down below, or I'll remind myself what it was here on the screen for you guys. But so that's the difference between Class A, B, and C. There's a lot of other stuff. You know, you got your passenger endorsements, you've got your hazardous material endorsements, and all this other stuff. But you know, that's the whole point. Why a lot of these trailer manufacturers, at least here in Texas, again, I don't know other places, but they do the dual axles with 14,000 pound max capacity axles, or 7,000 pounds each, to keep the drivers under the CDL or DOT requirements. Because if you have a 3/4 ton truck like this 2500 is, it weighs, I want to say it's between 7,500 and 10,000 pounds, give or take. And then the weight of the trailer at 14,000 pounds puts the driver at 24,000 pounds if you max out the capacity of the trailer. So 24,000 pounds, you're still under the 26,001 pound maximum. So you're, in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an expert, but in my opinion, you're under 26,000 pounds, you do not need a CDL or DOT in Texas. I can't tell you about other states. But when you put out a video saying that you do, and it's only your state, or you know, it varies from state to state, that creates a whole boatload of confusion, and people don't understand. So that's why I really make it a point to say that this is my understanding of the law. I have had 2 very, very in-depth DOT audits in my other company, and I do not wish that on my worst enemy. I take that back. Harry Crock, or whatever the guy is from McDonald's, he ended up saying that if your competitor is drowning, or if his competitor was drowning, he'd stick a hose down his throat and get him to drown faster. You know, maybe my worst competitor, I do, because if they're operating illegally, then you know what, they don't deserve to be on the road, and they can, you know, I pray DOT comes down and gets them. But DOT audits are no fun. The guy sat in my office for the first time 3 days. 3 days he sat in my office, full days. He set up his laptop, he set up his computer, his printers, he set up his own little office in my office, and he went to town on my files. He asked for employee files, he asked for our driver training files, he asked for drug testing programs, he asked for, I mean, you name it. He went through runs for, or you know, 6 months worth of runs, or I think it was almost a year worth of runs, trip sheets that we had. He went through all kinds of stuff, records for the vehicles, maintenance records. Man, I tell you, it was not fun. So yeah, I mean, I've been through the ringer. They can only, I think there's 3 types of outcomes that you can have when you have a DOT audit. Satisfactory, unsatisfactory, and I believe pending or something like that. I'm not 100% sure what the third one is, but we came out of satisfactory, so everything was good there. There was no dings to our DOT record. However, we did get fined. He found something, you know, and what he found with our first audit was that we weren't keeping track of the drivers, the DOT drivers or CDL drivers' hours. Not when they worked with us, because we were keeping track of that 100%. But if they had a secondary job or a main job and we were just their part-time job, we were keeping track or record of the amount of hours they were working at their other job, which again, at the time, you know, ignorance is no excuse for not knowing the law. I had no idea that, which is why I got fined for it. I think it was like a $4,000 fine. And ever since then, we now keep the record of when the drivers come in to take out a vehicle, they have to put down their hours that they worked at their other job. There's a form that they fill out for the whole month, and if they work Monday through Friday from 8 to 4 or 8 to 5 on their other job, then that's what they put down. And then they put down, then we keep track of the hours with us, just to ensure that the drivers do not go over their allotted DOT hours per week or per day even. So, but my point is, I'm very, very familiar with the DOT laws in that industry. However, in this business, I sure because I thought I was, but these questions that have been popping up have caused me to rethink a lot of it. So I have an email out to a certified DPS DOT a guy who that's all he does is he has companies be compliant, or he helps companies be compliant. He handles all their paperwork and stuff like that, and we've hired him for our main business. So I will have him look into this for us as well, and I will get a very, very detailed answer from him as to what he believes or what he thinks is the laws here in Texas for this industry, for the dumpster rental and dump trailer business. So a couple of dumpster rentals that we've got to go take. So right now we are on our way to Hearst to drop off the 4-foot dump trailer and then head back to the office. I have the other trailer staged there. I haven't dumped it yet. Take it to the dump and then drop it off in Waxahachie. So somewhat busy day today, not too bad. The Waxahachie one, I believe, is a 2-day, and then this one's going to be a 1-day rental. And then I'll be picking them both up before Christmas. So probably take a few days off there, and then see what the weekend is in store for us. So. Small trailer hooked up, ready to go to the dump. I'm on the way to the dump, and then see how much this bad boy weighs, and then head to the next customer's house and drop this one off for a 2-day rental for pickup on Christmas Eve. So yeah, we'll see how much this weighs. I think this is gonna be pretty light. I'd say 1,000 pounds, 1,200 pounds. We'll see. All right, so we actually made it in before the 12 o'clock cleaning of the, made it in there before the 12 o'clock cleaning and disinfecting of the landfill office that they do every day at 45 minutes. So they shut the whole line down. So if you come at 12, you're waiting for 45 minutes for them to open the scales back up. So made it past just in time. It's 11:46 a.m. And this one, they barely put anything in here. Literally, it weighs, truck and trailer today weigh 12,840. So 600 pounds of trash. 600 pounds. That's it. $36.20. Their 1 ton minimum charge. Extra bouncy today. So the first time we came out here, the smell was unbearable. It was just crazy. The smell was just insane. Super intense. Now, after a while, you kind of get used to it. You can still smell it. But to me, it's the smell of money, right? So I'm not minding it too much anymore. Still keep your windows closed. Let's see how much of a line there is to dump it now. One of the reasons why we don't allow paint in our dump trailers or dumpsters. I gotta sit here at the car wash, wait for a spot to open up so that I can wash that off before I drop it off to the next customer. So I know the last customers tried to throw some paint in there. I even told them no paint, no concrete. I don't mind taking concrete with the dump trailers now as long as they pay for the overages, but no hazardous materials, no car batteries, things like that. And of course they tried to throw 3 5-gallon buckets of paint under some of the trash. And when I went to put the tarp on there, I saw the buckets of paint and I pulled them out and I left them in the front door. So I got some pictures of it and I'll post here. But got paint all over my clothes and on my truck. And so yeah, so now today I went to dump it, and of course it leaked some paint, probably a good gallon or 2 in the dump trailer. So now I'm waiting at the car wash before I could take it to the next customer. It's costing me time, costing me money to wash it off and so I can take it to the next customer clean. So not cool with the customers. I probably won't go ahead and charge them, but you know, that's why we don't take paint. People don't listen. So we're almost done for the day. I'll drop this one off and then I'll be done with this until tomorrow when I pick up the one I dropped off this morning, and take that one to the dump. Dump's closed closes early on Christmas Eve, closed on Christmas Day, and it's closed on the 26th as well. And then you got Sunday too. So the dump will be pretty busy on Monday, next Monday. Pick it back up when we drop this trailer off at the next customers. Just to finish off the insurance and the DOT conversation. Yeah, I'm not saying that any other YouTube person is incorrect. All I'm saying is just make sure that you know what your rules are in your state. Look, at the end of the day, you get pulled over. I don't care what YouTube person told you what. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're following the laws in your area. And that's basically it. So you got to do your own homework. I can't tell you what your laws are in your state. What I know is in the great state of Texas, we are not required to have a DOT number, and that's combined weight of 26,001 pounds or more. And or if you're traveling across state lines, that's a whole nother option, a whole nother scenario where it will require you to have a DOT number. If you're crossing state lines and it's 10,000 or more pounds. The 26,000 pounds is intrastate, which means only in the state of Texas. You do not have to have a DOT if you're operating in the state of Texas. One of the other comments also, it seems like everybody's kind of making sure I have my I's dotted and my T's crossed, and they mentioned workman's comp. Again, the great state of Texas does not require workman's comp. I moved here from Wisconsin, and I had workman's comp for my security company I had there for 8 years. Security guards, alarm response type of company. That was my first major business that I had. And yeah, I paid a lot of money in workman's comp. So when I moved here, I found out it's recommended but not required. That's one of the first things I decided not to carry on my other businesses. So same here, I am not carrying workers' comp. I have no employees. Right now the business is only making is very little, so there's no point in even thinking about carrying workman's comp. So hopefully that answers that question. Guys, don't forget about the 60-second question. So If in the first 60 minutes you ask a question of this video, make sure you post it as 60-second question. I will answer your questions in one of my next videos. So you have the first 60 minutes to ask your questions below in the comments, and I will respond back as soon as I can. Also, if you're not on our YouTube page or on our Facebook page, make sure you follow us on Facebook. It's Dumpster Rentals 101. The link is in the description below. Lots of good conversation in there. Lots of good, we went over the insurance and screenshots. I also posted a response from a DOT compliance officer that I know, and I asked him again for clarification because his response was not 100% clear, even though I thought it was clear. So some people that did not in the group. So just to ease their minds, I'm waiting on his response again. Again, remember, I can't, we all have to do our own homework, our own due diligence, and you do what you feel comfortable doing. If you feel comfortable, you feel that you need a DOT number, and you're in Texas, and, it will not hurt. I mean, it's just, you're opening up a whole other can of worms that you may or may not know that you're doing, if you decide to go that route. If you don't need it, don't do it. No need for it. But if you absolutely feel that you need to, more power to you. Go for it. Nothing's stopping you. Go, do what you gotta do, and it'll open up. Maybe it'll open up more doors for you. I don't know, but that's something that at this point I do not need, and I am not. I'm not getting into that side of the business. So, 26,000 pounds or less, or you're crossing state lines, you need a DOT. Commercial insurance, yes, you need commercial vehicle insurance. So hopefully that answers that question. As far as where to get the insurance, I think I went over it a little bit earlier, but again, you need to call. Sorry, it looks like there's an accident right there. You need to call insurance brokers. You're not just going to pick up the phone and call Geico and ask for, that coverage. You may be Progressive, I think you can, but again, call a broker, have them shop around for you. At the end of the day, they'll be your contact, they'll be your go-between. And like I said, I believe I said earlier too, just because you're insured with a specific company doesn't mean you can just pick up the phone and call them. You have to go through a broker for some of these specialty companies. So, look for a commercial insurance broker in your area. I'm not going to give you my person. You have to do your own homework and kind of figure that out. And contact them and tell them what you're doing and have them shop some quotes for you. So you got to stay on these guys, especially when it comes time for renewal. They usually wait till the last second, and whatever's easier for them is they will literally just shop with one company. I usually require the month of. They can't do it more than 30 days out. But when that 30 days hits from my renewal date, I will call them or email them, hey, let's start shopping around. I would like to get some quotes. 9 times out of 10, or probably about 80 to 90% of the time, it's going to be the same company you already had. You've got a track record with them, but sometimes you save some money going elsewhere. So stay on them, make sure they get you several quotes, and pick which one is best for you and your company. Man, to all of you living up north, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it got so hot today I had to take my sweater off, and dang, 73 degrees outside. Man, it's just tough living in Texas in the wintertime. I mean, what is it, 3 days before Christmas, 73 degrees out. The sun is out and shining. It's a beautiful day. I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. I love the great state of Texas. I am not originally from here, but I wish I was. I missed out on a bunch of years of living this awesome life. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up my video for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I am ready to get monetized so I can pay off this truck, make some payments. I still got to do a truck review. I'm actually loving it, I'll be honest with you guys. Other than the mirror shaking all kinds of crazy right now, but I'm loving the truck. It runs great. Of course, it's brand new. I mean, it better run great, but it hauls the trailers just fine. You know, I've got my CarPlay hooked up to my phone at all times, so I can see my Waze and any of the GPS apps that I have on my screen while I'm shooting video or whatever. Gonna add a couple more options. I've added a Flowmaster already on it. Pretty much the second day I took it to the muffler shop. I just didn't like the quiet sound. I needed a little bit of rumble, but it's a subtle rumble. And then I got to add those tremble enhancement, suspension enhancement things. I know some of you guys said airbags. Airbags is a great idea. I love the idea of airbags. However, at this point right now, I just don't want to invest too much money into this side business. I mean, granted, this is going to be my daily driver, but it just feels like I'm investing too much, and I just don't want to do that just yet. So I think the trembles cost me a couple $100. I'll install it, you know, myself. It won't cost me nothing, and then I'll ride with those for a while, and then eventually I'd love to get the lift and maybe some cooler tires and some wheels and, you know, all that good stuff. But for now, just little upgrades, keep my truck feeling new every month over. So anyways, that's my video, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, join our Facebook group, check out the links below. Anything that you purchase, it does help out the channel a little bit, helps me keep up. You know, this YouTube channel is a little bit of time consuming on my end, but I love doing it. It's something I enjoy. Anyways, until next time, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.